Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, seekers, and sojourners of truth. The 144, chosen of the chosen few. You know who you are, especially my third degree chosen ones. Greetings, greetings. Welcome to the 5D, all that great, great, good stuff. I greet you in the love that lights the truth. From my heart to yours, I am Celestial Earth. Speaking through the vessel of Aquila as usual. Also in this divine energy essence of it all. And as usual, I am reporting to you live from none other than, you said it, 5D, that fifth dimension. Those who don't know better get to know it. Because whether you're aware of it or not, this is where we are. We're in 5D. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. I'm gonna find you. All right, so either way, this is where we are. 5D always bringing you the news to infuse. If you so choose to infuse with this galactic news, infuse with whatever comes through for you. Most importantly, infuse with this light grid. And if you don't choose to infuse, you know what happens. You get fried on the light grid. So welcome. First and foremost, I want to say happy. Yesterday I didn't get on. It was really, these energies, man, they've been working with us. They've been working. Those of you who are getting the downloads are coming faster. Information is coming faster than we could, get it in. But yesterday was a 2424 portal. So those who are portaling through, and some of us are still feeling the energy of portaling through on the 2424. Happy for that. And today is the 25th. And so I also want to say happy Galactic New Year. For those who don't know, look it up. I'm new to this one too, right? There are multiple New Years, and I'm going to do a separate video talking about that because I'm seeing the multiple New Years. There's no one, we not in no one dimension anyway, fifth dimension. So there are many dimensions. There are many layers and levels. So there are multiple New Years for different reasons, right? You have it, they're in tiers, right? And we'll discuss that later. But it is said that July 24th through the 26th, the 24th being the end of that year, the Mayan and Galactic year. The 25th is what they call a day out of time. And then it's like a break. And then the 26th would begin their new year. So the 25th today, happy day out of time, is a moment where you're to reflect, which is right on point. I don't know how many of you were in line with it, but I was right on point with what is happening, because this is a major timeline shift. Is what I want to talk to us about. And this message is really for the third degree chosen ones and whoever else it resonates with, but that's what I was being shown. Like, this is serious business for those who are at a certain level of their soul work. Everyone's shifting, but for those who are at a certain level, if that makes sense. So this new year is one of those that helps us reset the time. We've been getting a lot of opportunities to reset lately. I don't know how many of you are noticing it, even by the sun and the moon, by the stars, by the reset of the lunar reset of what just happened with the 2 Capricorn full moons. That was a reset. There's resets happening. There was a reset with the solstice. There's a reset that's happening now. We have different type of resets, like different types of New Year's. But this one has really been calling to me now, and it's like I have to put this message and share it and let you know where we are in this shift. And it's important that we understand how the shift is happening, even if you don't understand how to maneuver. What's important is how to navigate through the shift. Where is your work and what you're putting in? Because it was showing me that as the timelines are collapsing, this major time shift is happening as the timelines are collapsing. So they're just not going to collapse like nothing is going on. There's a shift. They're collapsing because of the shift that is happening. Those of us who are shifting individually as well as collectively. And so we're seeing multiple things happening. And in this major shift, this major timeline shift, it's like timelines within timelines. Because you have your own individual timeline, and then you have the collective timeline that is making it shift. And it's like even outside of the collective timeline, there's a I want to say a cosmic or galactic, there's another timeline outside of that. Um, and that is part of a major shift of what's happening right now. And that makes sense, being that it being the new year and this being a day out of time, the 25th, giving you an opportunity to reflect, to go back and pull what you need to pull out of the old paradigm. The message that I got when it came across me today, I was in the middle of meditation outside, and this came up across as I picked up my phone. It came up across the phone, and it was something already being repeated to me yesterday, but I wasn't really paying it much attention. So it jumped out at me today. New Year, Galactic New Year, Mayan New Year, and I looked into it. I'm looking at the energies and even the messages I got, and it falls in line with the messages that I've been getting, including this one that I'm going to share with you. In terms of going back and doing some looking back and reflecting and basically extracting what we no longer need. There's a specific type of releasing that has to be done. And some of you may have been doing it even with this past full moon, which is great. You're already in the lineup. If you are doing your transmuting with the full moon and removing things that no longer serve you, doing a full moon release and releasing what you need to release as much as you can. Doing that alone already sets you up. It already set the tone for the lineup. So that leads into where we are now with day out of time. What are we doing with our day out of time? And some of you may have had symptoms even from what's been happening with this Galactic New Year or Mayan New Year. Whereas you may have felt fatigue. You may have felt that you needed, more sleep, less sleep. You may have been up a little bit more. You may have felt something in your body, because as these frequencies, as they're accelerating and changing and moving, we feel these energies even in our body. As we shift in our mind, it registers to the body. It's like a vibration throughout the body, and the body may have symptoms because you're passing things through. So as you're releasing, it depends on how you're releasing, what you're releasing, and what part of your mind-body complex that you're releasing it. You may have some type of kickback. So even if you didn't feel well, that may also be a part of your releasing. Just get some rest, drink some water, and allow yourself to release, right? Some people may be having symptoms because they're fighting back, meaning they're holding resistance and calling for something new. We got to be careful of that. If you are one of the ones that are wanting to accelerate and call for the truth and call for everything, this is why they say be careful what you're asking for. If you're calling for these things to come in, yet you're holding on to the old and not releasing, you are causing friction, you're causing turbulence, and it's going to be a kickback. And so the symptoms you may even be getting symptoms from that. So I always say, people, when they get symptoms during these energetic heights, it's usually two reasons. Either one, it's just part of the release, and you are releasing and it's just part of the release, or two, it's the kickback, because you're giving feedback, you're giving the universe back talk. Your resistance is like back talk to the energy field, if that makes sense. So we have to be mindful of what we're holding. That's why it's so important to release, release, release. And that's a big chunk of the message that I'm going to share with you right now, because souls are not taking it as serious as that. Like, we can't all go around and hammer it in your head. Like, I see some people speak so gently, and they're like, oh, loved ones and light, and this is what's happening, and then you really don't hear that tone of urgency. But I'm going to give it to you straight. There is an urgency, especially if you are doing the work, especially if you're wanting to accelerate it. This is not a plaything in that way where you can just do, call for these things but still hold on to it. That's playing with it. If you're not doing some serious release, you can cause yourself some serious harm while asking for these things, right? Under the Sirius star, right? Because this new year that you're talking about has to do with the Sirius star and Sirius alignment and the Great Pyramid that it is aligned with, right? So This is major. And when we think pyramid, don't just think the pyramid way over there. You are the pyramids. We are the temples and the pyramids. So it pertains to us just as much as it pertains to the pyramid over there in its location, right? So I say this to share with us to take that tone, if you can, a serious tone from the Sirius star, and really look at the releases that need to be made. If you didn't already do it for today, the out of date day on the 25th, release what you can release, because then tomorrow, the 26th, is a new day. But these new days that you hear people speak of, it is according to what you do for the new day, because the new year could come and that don't mean that you're going to get those blessings that were to come with that new year just like that, just because you asked for it. It's about what you release, what you let go. So this is a very important message to take and a very important step to take in this regard. So let me give you some of the information. Again, this is the message. Keen listen. This message is for the chosen ones, the third degree, and for whoever it resonates with. That means you are really doing the work. This is for the graduates, the ones who graduated and walked across the stage on the 21st, graduation day. Y'all remember that? Cheers, salute. Oh, which again, let me say that right now, stick a pin. I apologize for that video, even though I know someone told me I don't have to apologize because the message is a message, but I know most of it blacked out. And for those of you who are very visual, I apologize for that. Technical difficulty. It's what I can say. It's not me, it's the electricity, the electronics. But I apologize for that. And if you didn't already do so, please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment if you dare. Thank you for all the comments. Those of you who have been commenting, I will get to all of you. There's been a lot, so I will get to you. I always do. So back with this, let me jump right into it, because this message is important to those ready and willing light bodies. And this is how the message comes ever since I first got major downloads. When they speak, they're speaking to the ready and willing light bodies, because not everybody is willing and not everybody is ready, and you have to be both willing and ready. So the ready and willing light warriors, to that, this is the message. And third degree chosen ones are taking a major quantum leap that will be shifting them out of their current timelines in an exponential way. Prepare for a cosmic shift, a soul shift, a bloodline shift that will completely move you into another paradigm, right? Prepare for a drastic loss. I got to make sure I say this, and I'm going to get back to that. Prepare for a drastic loss of old nuances and structures. All right. This is a result of all the releasing that you've done, that you've already done, that has aligned you with a receptive completion that allows you to portal through the six-dimensional gateway of time within your conscious mind. This ultimately shifts your soul into the next timeline and benefits your unique cosmic design of your soul's incline, right? That means, you know, of what you're inclining on. But let me get back to the loss part, because I know a lot of people think, it says prepare for a drastic loss, and I don't want you to think doom and gloom. But why I say loss like this, because for those who are really on a level of it's not really a loss, but it's going to feel like a loss. There are things that are going to be falling away from us, no longer there, so it's going to feel like a loss. However, when you have the mindset, and this is why I said this is for those who are at a certain level, third degree chosen ones, when you have a certain mindset of the mindset of abundance, with the mindset of abundance, there is no lack. There is no limitation. So even if the appearance of a loss is not really a loss, they respect the loss for what it is, which is really a gain for something else. So expect that. And the reason why I'm saying prepare for it, because initially when we feel some type of loss, a lot of times we don't remember, we don't reconnect and remember why we're having this loss to gain something. We forget the part that we're gaining something, and in order to gain something, we have to lose that thing that we were holding on to. So there are certain comforts, and I mean like in relationships, in jobs. There are certain comforts, whatever they are, that you have had, that you're not going to feel that comfort, or you're going to feel a tearing away from that comfort. And it's to prepare. That's the preparing for, not panic, simply prepare. So it's saying to prepare for that shift, prepare for the cosmic shift, prepare for the soul shift and the bloodline shift, which I'm going to do a different video speaking about that bloodline aspect. That was a message that came in yesterday, that is very important for those of us that are dealing with families and family ties and family bloodlines. Understand, overstand, and understand there is a bloodline shift. For some, it means you're shifting out, you're pulling out of a specific bloodline in a certain way. And in the way that you're evolving, let me put it that way. Some of us are evolving out of the bloodline. And some of us are evolving out of our cosmic, how do I say, like your cosmic design, meaning your soul's, your astrological blueprint, right? Your natal chart. Some of us are evolving out of our natal chart, meaning you're doing what you came to do. Your natal chart was like the print that said, here, this is what you're going to be working on. But it's kind of like, as you have a checklist, and it's like as you check off each one, you no longer need that list. It's kind of like that, if you get what I'm saying. So you came with this natal chart, which was your list, but as you are checking things off, as you're evolving and doing the necessary steps that you came here aligned to do. So for example, your Mars is in Leo, and you came here to do that. Well, the best way I could put it is like your north node, south node. If you came and you advance to passing that hurdle where you came from your south node and you're advancing into your north node efficiently, then you are evolving in that aspect. You're evolving out of your natal chart. You're checking that off your list. And same thing with what I just said. Your Mars is in Leo. There's some things that come with that says this is what you have to deal with and overcome. And when you overcome whatever that is, checklist, right? When you step into that evolved aspect, then you check that off. And when you check off everything on that list, you begin to feel that you're evolving out of that natal chart, so to speak. And it's kind of like that with the bloodline. Like, some of us are doing what we need to do, even in terms of generational curses. It's not your job to save the entire family, but it is your job to recognize the generational curse and then do it, what you need to do on your part to break it for you and from your descendants beneath you. And just by doing that, you change the bloodline structure a little. Even in those that choose not to change, they all get affected somehow by you changing. So there's a bloodline shift that is happening as well. So you're going to feel that. And some of us are really feeling it with their families. What I want to say is, don't be afraid to separate a certain way. Some of us may have to separate physically. Some, it's just for a moment. It's just for a level, is what I can say, what I can share with you. You may have to pull back from the way in which you engage, if that makes sense. You don't necessarily have to stop talking to them. Some of them you do for a while until you gain your bearings and level back off. And then when you do come back, it won't be the way that it was before. It can't be, because then that would defeat the purpose. You will be able to come back with them, but you have to come with boundaries, so to speak. And I don't mean you saying, hey, it's got to be like this. You have to be right within your own boundaries and stand firm to them, whatever they are for you. And the way that you integrate with them will definitely be differently, and you will have a certain level of you that is off limits in your engagement. So kind of, look at things like that. So when I say the drastic loss, because it's going to feel like something is really missing now. It's like as you're adjusting, it's going to feel like you're going to feel a bit of tension, and it's going to feel like a little bit of tug of war within yourself because of what you're going to and what you're used to, right? And what you're used to is falling away, which is usually what we're used to is comfortable. It's convenient. We're losing that comfort. We're losing that convenience because we're going towards something else. And when you become familiar with that, you will find new comfort. You will find new convenience. So fret not thyself, right? So that's with the loss of the old structures and the nuances and stuff. The next part where it says that this is a result of all the releasing you've already done. So why this is happening is because you've already done a certain level, a certain amount of releasing. That's why you are being shifted in that way. It's something that I call being in tune with and it's like the energetic algorithms. You've done this and it sends off in the energetic algorithms what you're ready to receive in your feed of life, if that makes sense, right? So whatever you have done and whatever you've released, it sends off into the atmosphere, into the energy, however you want to look at it, and then it brings you these. Now you have a new feed. Your feed line is changing. And that's because of what you've already done. So kudos, be proud of yourself, even though you may be feeling frustrated in the loss or the shift of it all. It means it's evidence that you have done some releasing and you have to continue. So you've already done that releasing, right? And now you're aligned with the receptive completion, which is a six-dimensional aspect, which is why it says you are now which allows you to portal through. So now we're portaling through the six-dimensional gateway. So it's like, report to the six-dimensional gateway, you know, the way we're going out now. And the sixth dimension is mainly about having a receptive completion. It is a major portal. It's one of the three major portals. 3, 6, and 9 are one of the three major portals as we're portaling through the multiple dimensions of time, right? So going through the six-dimensional gateway of time within our cosmic mind. It is happening in the mind. It is a mind shift. It is a mind movement, right? This ultimately shifts your soul into the next timeline, right? That benefits your unique cosmic design. So this is ultimately what is shifting us. And it's unseen. Like, we're not seeing this. It's in the mind. So it's not nothing that you're seeing boldly out there. But some of you are seeing it. It depends on how you see things, right? Some of us are seeing it very cold, like bold. Very good, very bold. We just see it. It's there. It's like, oh, I see that. I know what's happening, right? But know that it's for the benefit of your unique cosmic design, of your soul incline. You're inclining, you're moving. Your soul is inclining, which means your soul is ascending. And this too is a part of it. So if it's something that's not comfortable, take a deep breath in and just say, this too shall pass. Remember, the breath is a bridge between the physical and spiritual. So just take that bridge. Every time you feel something happening in the physical, take a deep breath and walk across that bridge to the spiritual. Remind yourself what is really happening, right? What is the call? Like, give yourself a remembering. Be a part of the remembering, right? So that's one of the important parts of the message that is very important, that we understand. And I'm feeling the urgency of that. Like, this is shifting. So as the timelines are collapsing, know that this is major shifts that are happening. You're no longer going to be where you were, the way that you were. So prepare yourself in many ways. The more you know yourself, the more you are prepared. Have a transformational understanding, which brings me to my next share with this is, there is a transformation that is happening, but we have to have this type of understanding in order to allow what is happening to happen. So to help with that, this is where they were showing me that ones who are understanding the transformations at hand are in less distraught during this change, right? So the more there is a release of old fixations on one's perspectives or expectations of outcome, the more this level of detachment allows for the outpouring of the love frequency to flow through the light engagement within, and bring an understanding that is charged in the divine's will, and an acceptance that holds the peace within the change. So this is key for, this is for everyone. This message is not only just for the chosen ones. From what I would see when I was getting this message is also especially for those who are struggling, with the feelings, who are struggling with who are having a hard time grasping certain aspects of this time, of this shift and what is happening. Just understand there has to be a transformational understanding. Stand in the under the principles of knowing that this is a transformation. This is a transformation and it's for my highest good. And when you have that, there's less distraught. So whatever it is that you feel like you're losing, again, this is why you got to do your work to be more in the mind state of abundance, which frees you from feeling like there is any loss. Even if you feel it, you bounce back quickly because you know there's no reality to this. There is never a loss, but only more to gain. And so that has to kind of resonate within you so that you see, oh, I'm not losing anything. Right? So, and the more, and this comes through release. Again, this points back to why releasing is so important. Continue to release. Keep releasing. Even if you've released, you say, man, I released already. Okay, yes, good. Keep releasing. The most important word we should understand right now is detachment and release. We are in a serious movement, and we're in a serious season of detachment. I want us to understand that. Grab hold of that. If you can write that on your wall, you know how people write their affirmations? Write everywhere you look, detachment, detachment, detachment. Put it in your phone, detachment. That needs to be the resounding message right now. Detach and release. Detach and release. The more you detach and release, the more you lighten the density of your soul, the heaviness on your soul. You lighten the load, and the more you accept more light coming through you. As it was saying here, the more you remove it, those fixations and whatever perspectives and expectations of the outcome, even for the good. For those of you that are saying, hey, it's for the good, let it go. The more you're holding on to that, the less light you can receive, right? So the more you do this, you're in that detachment, and it allows for the outpouring of this light, the love frequency, the angles of light to just flow through and pour through you in this entire light arrangement and engagement. And it's going to bring, and that's what's going to bring more understanding. That is what is going to bring it in. And that's the understanding that is charged with what? Divine's will. That light, that outpouring of that love frequency is the light that is coming from the divine's will, not your will. And when you do that, you open up, because you're now moving yourself out of the way. You're moving your particular outcome and the way you think it should look out of the way to be completely open to the will of the divine, right? And with that, you open up and you're in this acceptance. And this is the acceptance that holds the peace within this charge. So it's saying this is how you're going to have peace. Transformational understanding is how you're going to have, hold, and keep your peace. So remember, you can even write that down. Transformational understanding. Write down words that will keep you remembered onto these things. And lastly, before I close out with this, there's so much more, you guys. It's loved ones. I said you guys again. Let me catch it. Loved ones, infinite ones, light bodies. There is so much information coming in right now. Sometimes I don't even know what to, what can I give and not give. But this one was really pressing. It was important to say, hey, this time shift is, we have to understand that this is what's happening right now. Between now and the even the 8/8 Lionsgate, there's some information that is coming through about that. So I'm gonna have to do them in different pieces, because this will end up being a whole 2-hour session. And I noticed that I'm doing my best not to make them go that long, but there's a lot of information. With that said, this is a call, because it's showing me now that it is about that time. And this is for those who really, really resonate. And there's a certain group. It's showing me there's a certain group. There's a certain light body. I know a lot of this resonates with a lot of you. But there's a certain group that's ready to really take that forward movement. And it has to do with those of you who have a similar natal chart. So this is a call Here's a call out. This is a call to those who are more inclined and urged by this current shift to move. Capital MOVE, all caps, move, right? And are in a collective alignment stemming from the Mars-Uranus connection. This has to do with Mars and Uranus in your natal chart in a certain way. If the sun in Leo, here's the call if this is for you. If the sun in Leo parallels your natal Mars chart, because right now the sun is in Leo. So if the sun in Leo parallels your natal Mars and Uranus, you are being activated with the fire of the sun and Leo's element as fire to take initiative and make a radical change in this shift. So this is not light. This is something major that is happening. There is a potency. There's a strong potency through your angle of light that finds or fuels, a potency that fuels your momentum to make major revolutionary steps that supports your quantum leap during this cosmic shift. So why I say this, quantum leap or quantum leaping. This is coming off of the major, as I said, the Mars-Uranus conjunction. It's kind of stemming from that. And it was highlighting to me that there is as Mars is, as the sun is in Leo right now, Mars, and if your natal chart has Mars and Leo, and you probably have to check it out. Some of you may say, how do I know? I would invite you to get one of those apps that you can get your natal chart. It's really easy, really simple to do. It's not difficult at all. I use time passages. That's the easiest one. I suggest a lot of people to use, but use whatever works for you. But if you go on there, and this is where I saw it for myself, you go into time passages or your chart, look on your chart and look at, actually go to today's, whatever the current chart is, and you'll see sun. This is how to check to see if this is for you. You'll see sun in Leo. Click on that, and in the description it's going to share with you what that means. It's for everybody to see, so they'll all see it. But at the bottom it should show you somewhere in there, it will show you parallel to this natal, that natal, if it's for you. If it says parallel to Mars natal and Uranus natal, both Mars and Uranus, then this message is really for you, truly for you, that it is making a call. So for those who are inclined to urge, inclined and urged in this current shift to move, it's time to make that revolutionary step, whatever that is for you. And why I particularly call, because this is a group that there is something that is common, right? That is common and shared. It's like a what do you call it? It's almost like a group, a soul tribe group. Let me put it that way. It's a type of a soul tribe group. There's many groups within groups. A lot of us here are going to be in different groups as we all come together. So this group particularly is for that, and it's time to make that call. If that is for you, I'm making the call for that, because I'm making that move, and I'm sharing that with you for those who may be, as it guided me to share. And there's a specific fire and momentum with this sun in Leo. There's a reason for this Mars-Uranus conjunction that we had, right? We already had it, but as I said, it's stemming from this. So if this sun is parallel to your Mars and Uranus, this is a call to you. And this is the instructions that I give to you. There is more, but what I would share with you now is, if this resonates and if you feel inclined and you feel that you're ready to make this shift, most likely if this is in your chart, you are one of the ones that are really feeling moved to make a revolutionary step right now in different ways in your life. So if this is for you, I'm going to leave in the description. Well, I have been leaving either way. You'll see my email in the description. Email me Mars Uranus conjunction, so I know that that it's you, and we will go from there. Like, there's a call to bring that collective together, if that makes sense. So And then the instructions even more can go from there. So I'm giving you that. I'm putting that out there. This is a call to you. Natal chart, Mars conjunction. If the sun in Leo is parallel to your Mars and Uranus in your natal, this is a call for you. Pick up that phone. Right? So as I said, all you have to do is email and put in the message what it is. You can even put what the speak to me, spirit. I lost it just like that. What the word is, what Mars, where it is in your, if you want to put that, you can say this is my Mars, this is my Neptune. But you can just put paralleled Mars and Uranus. Is it, what did I say? Neptune? Excuse me, not Neptune. Uranus. Paralleled Mars and Uranus. And we will go from there. So these are some paralleling pivotal times, and I invite us to please understand, get the transformational understanding. Know that this shift is something that is helping us to portal through, and we're all portaling through in different ways, right? And if you feel it happening different for you, feel free to reach out. I am accessible. I had someone ask for a session. Yes, I'm available for session. You have to email me so I can know what it is, what it's for, so I can put that time in, because right now the time is really tight. I'm opening it up for those who really need it, but the time is really tight. Not but, and the time is really tight as we're leading up to the 8/8 Lion Gate. There is something that is leading us up to that, and all of this has to do with that, from the Sirius Gateway to the 8/8 Lion Gate. All of this has to do with that. And it's like right now I feel like we're kind of somewhere in the middle with this Galactic New Year. And so take this day out of time to do what you need to do, to reflect and see what it is that you need to let go of, what any releasing that needs to be done. Old family ties, those of you that are trying to drag your families with you, as I said, into the, it's not going to work that way. But I do have some ideas that would help us coexist in the ways that we can. And I will talk about that more when I speak on the family bloodlines and how that's collapsing. So with that said, faithfully, this was something that could work with you. You can know where you are in this shift and that there is a major shift. So know how you want to move, know how you want to navigate. Anything else? Detox. Oh, I just got a reminder. Detox to detach. Detoxing is a part of that release. If you're finding a hard time, I strongly suggest fasting or detoxing, because it really does help. As I said, this detach that I'm doing could not have been any more timely. It's so timely with everything that's going on that is actually helping me in this week to transit the way that I have to transit. Even I have to make necessary adjustments, and that's how I know it's not easy, because if I'm seeing it in this way, and I know that there are others out there who are not let's just say at the level that I'm at. If at the level that I'm at, if I'm seeing it, I know that in other ways it must be extremely hard for others who are struggling with this and having a bit of a tug of war. So I send you all love and light, healing love and light, revealing love and light, and a feeling love and light, because you got to feel to reveal to heal. Right? So I send you all of that love and light to support you in all of this transition and what is here for us as we enter deeper into the 5D, deeper and deeper that we go and expanding our consciousness. The more we know, the more we grow. All right. So with that, anything else before I go? Reminders, the 5D calendars. Yes, please, please, please remember to get them at a 5D corner near you. And those who have ordered, thank you. Thank you for your interest, and thank you for your patience in my correction in the order, because that's why it was taking a little bit longer, because I had to correct. I want to make sure that you're getting and what you need to get. And this is why I know things don't happen for a reason. You know, at first I was upset, but when I saw the mistake, it's like, you know what, that's why it had to happen, so we can make the corrections. So thank you for your patience. And And please be gentle and kind with yourself through this transformative process. It is all here for us. It's a beautiful time. So relax and unwind, rewind when you have to, and then go forward again. With that said, love you all. You're all positive vibrations of my heart, my 5D people. Welcome. Each one reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start, start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.